Charlie Kirk already told us about Jeffrey Epstein before his death.
That Epstein, with his little friend Ghislaine and Ghislaine's father, Robert Maxwell, who was obviously a spy of the Israeli intelligence agencies, that there was something else going on here.
Whoa.
Epstein was not some sort of whiz-kid hedge fund manager. Epstein was playing a part. Epstein was a LARPer.
Whoa.
Epstein was cast for a specific role, and he played it really well. It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence.
Yeah, this might be one of the things that cost his life. You know, sometimes when you talk about such kind of things, they will make you pay, you know. Such kind of people will make you pay. So this might be one of the things that cost him his life. There are people who don't want him to say such kind of things. So it might be one of the things that cost him his life. As a theory. Take it as a theory.
I think the DOJ should immediately move to unseal all the Epstein documents in the Southern District of New York.
You already said.
Everything except sexual assault material.
I think every file should be released to the public the same way as the JFK files. Let the American people decide.
Put them out there, because if there's nothing in there,
Yeah, it
then we can
does.
see there's nothing in there. Now,
There is something there. And also it was revealed now. I want to see the reaction of Charlie Kirk on this, you know. Like in these Epstein files release, all of it is released. Before he died, I believe there were some Epstein files that were released, but it wasn't as big as the one that is released now. I wonder what his reaction will be if he have seen this day, you know, if he have seen these files. I'm curious personally. Maybe make a movie out of it, you know. And this was what he said, you know, like before he died. You know, there were Epstein files that were released at that time, and this was his reaction to those files. Like, do you think those files are altered before they're released to the public? She asked him such kind of question. A woman came there, you know, back in front of him and asked him this question. Do you think these files are corrupted or something, you know, changed, altered? What was his answer? Let's listen to him.
The recent release of the Epstein files, do you believe that they could have been altered before they came out? And do you believe that the high-profile people that are in the files will actually be held accountable? Because I don't believe that they
I'm going to
will.
do a quick answer because I answered it earlier. Administration's got to make it right. We deserve to have every single file released, unredacted, as President Trump signed the executive order. I'm cynical, though, that we're going to get everybody on the client list. I'm afraid it's all been destroyed. But this is one of the great cover-ups. We don't know how involved our own government was involved with Jeffrey Epstein. Foreign governments were involved with Jeffrey Epstein. We have a moral right to learn about it, and the administration's got to get that correct.
Yeah, they are involved. Most of them did a lot of bad things. I wonder what his reaction is on this. I wonder what would his reaction before this. I don't know. But a lot of people involved in this case. And that is crazy. Crazy amount of people that we never expected. This was Sneako's reaction to the release of Epstein files. Listen to him.
Part of the reason they are releasing these Epstein files right now is to make you get used to it. You realize if saying what happened on Epstein's Island 5-10 years ago would have perhaps started a revolution. But now they realized, Israel's realized after COVID, after Charlie Kirk, that they can just say anything to the Goyim and there's not going to be repercussions.
And it turns into a meme. It's so true.
Yeah.
Bro, if something like Charlie Kirk happened in the 80s, in the 90s, like, seriously, even someone just like him, without the internet, without memes, without people, you know, making everything satirical, that shit genuinely would have started a revolution. Like, people would be rioting in the streets. Not much really happened with Kirk. Like, he died, people were mad online and shit, and then moved on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's true. And I honestly think that the timing of the Epstein files does have something to do with like online. They feel like shit, like we can get this out now because guess what? It's EFN. You know, everyone's just posting EFN, haha, funny memes. You know what I mean? And that's it.
Yeah, we are getting used to such kind of things. That's the crazy part. That's the craziest thing, you know. Like we're getting used to such kind of things. Epstein files released. There are a lot of terrible things in it, and we're just listening and forgetting tomorrow. You know, it's kind of like a trend right now. It will not spark revolution. You know, we are becoming soft. I believe. I don't know. Like, or I don't know what's happening. We just don't care or something. I don't know. We, we're not fighting. We're not creating revolutions and stuff in 20th century and stuff. You know, like now it's 21st, 20th century or stuff. People will start revolution for smaller things, let alone such kind of things. They start revolution on such kind of things, and we're not rebellious. I can say in comparison, like all of the world, I can say, uh, we're not as rebellious as our ancestors. So the less rebellious you are, the more controllable you become, and that's what the system wants. Okay, the system wants you to be as controllable as possible. Okay, easily controllable. If you are easily controllable and less rebellious, the system will get tighter and tighter around you. You know, it will grip you so strong that you cannot go away. It will grab you so strong like this, and you'll not go nowhere. You know, so you stay in the system. That's what I think. So being always rebellious is not good, of course. I'm not saying rebel all the time. Do not submit or stuff. Submit, but submit if that thing really makes sense. Otherwise, being some sort of rebellious is good. You know, rebellion is good sometimes. You know, accepting everything is not good. The law is not protecting people. The law is not protecting children. I mean, it's protecting children, of course, people, but not enough. It's not enough. These things are happening. Okay, how do we know, like, the thing that was happening to children in Jeffrey Epstein's island is not happening right now? How do we know it's not happening right now? How do we know if there is some guy, if there is no person that is not doing it right now? How do we know that? So that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. So we gotta be careful, and I think we're not united enough as a humanity, as a group, as a tribe, as whatever it is. Most people are not united enough. You know, individualism is kind of like forced, I can say. Individualism is kind of like forced, and or maybe division is more encouraged, I can say. So when such kind of things happen, unity collapse and people become easy to control. And we are getting used to such kind of things. They don't release Epstein files because we deserve to know what was happening. No, they release it as he said. I agree with this conspiracy theory, by the way. I consider it conspiracy theory, but still I believe in it. They release it to make us accept such kind of things. You know, getting used to such kind of things. And when we hear bad things in the future, we will not fight back. Just, well, it happened. Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Well, it happened. And we will go on our way. We are struggling to live, to work, to get money and stuff. And we forget about human society, unity, and other things. That's on my mind. What do you guys think? Write down in the comments.
Dear MAGA, Charlie Kirk was right about one thing for sure. It was this.
We as the American people deserve to have every Epstein file released with no redaction whatsoever, period. Right. And so, yesterday, I don't want to comment because a lot of these people are my friends, but they got to make it right. And we, the American people, ran on transparency. We deserve to see the entire client list. Every document the government has regarding the Epstein files, we, the American people, should have on an easy-to-access website immediately in a very, very quick fashion.
Yeah.
Who agrees with Charlie Kirk here?
Yeah, we agree. And it is released now. It is released now, but as Nico said, I happen to agree with him. It was released not to benefit us, not to make us know about what was happening. It was to get us being used to such kind of things. That's my theory, so that's what I think. What do you guys think? As I've said, write down in the comments.
My name is Jeffrey Epstein. Really.
What?
That is my birth name, and obviously it's been quite an unfortunate name to have these last 10 years. And yes, I know I could have changed my name, but I didn't.
Yeah,
I decided
why
to
not?
stick it out and become a stand-up comedian instead, making fun of my reality of sharing a birth name with a notorious criminal who just can't stay out of the news. I've kept it on the down low, haven't posted any of the material on social media, kind of saved it for live in-person shows these last few years. But the people and Congress have spoken, and they're demanding the release of the Epstein comedy files. So stay tuned.
That's crazy. Okay. Comedian with a name Jeffrey Epstein. One of them make people cry and the other make people laugh. Okay. Okay. Nothing to say here.
What a crazy find. My pops was in school with this fool. That's crazy.
What? Your father was with Jeffrey Epstein? But which one of those people is your father? It says Gary M. Epstein. So are they related? Are they from the same family? Are you an Epstein family? There is a big question right there, I can say. Anyways, stay tuned. We will talk about these kind of topics in the future. So make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment your thoughts. Till next time, peace and blessings. Goodbye.